schoolmates at ngayon ay kasama naman natin si trendsetter number 3, Joselle. Hi, Joselle!
Hello po. Hi,
Welcome
everyone.
sa schoolmates. Ayan, how do you feel right now?
Quite kinakabahan, quite
Yeah?
nervous. But I think I can slay this naman.
Okay, so sa panahon natin ngayon, napapansin natin na parang laging may advantage kapag meron kang foreign na lahi. And mapapansin natin na parang mas lagi pa rin talagang malamang or lamang ang maputi kesa sa kayumangge. So, paano kaya natin ito mako-correct? How can we say na we have this Pinoy pride within ourselves if meron pa rin tayong double standards, hindi lamang dito, ay hindi lamang internationally, kundi maging mismo dito sa ating bansa?
I think that's the problem ever since, di ba? Kasi parang sobrang tagal kasi natin nasakop ng mga ibang bansa eh. So, parang up until this point, hindi natin, although we're free from their hands, pero hindi tayo free sa mentality na dapat sunod tayo sa kung ano yung standard nila. So, I think in order for us to be able to give chances to talagang sa mga Pilipino, I think we should start recognizing them as also the beauty that we have here in the Philippines. Kasi sometimes, kahit tayo mga Pilipino, we tend to belittle other Filipinos as well. And parang meron tayong colonial mentality na parang, half siya, baka mas better yung mga kaya niyang gawin. Rather than those who are talagang purely Filipino. And in fact, dapat let's give them chance as well. As much as we give chances to other people.
Thank you, Joselle. So guys, kayo ba ay naniniwala na paano natin masasabing Pinoy pride kung ang standard pa rin natin ay ang kulay internationally? No? Bien, bakit like and sad?
It's a like and a sad because I agree with her points. Like, we were colonized for a very long time. 333 years with the Spanish, 48 years with the Americans. But the ones that left a really long-lasting impression on our mentality as a whole, as a collective of Filipinos, are the Americans. Like, the standards that we want to achieve are usually their standards. Like, we want white skin, we want pointy noses, we want what they have because that's what they implemented on us. They made us see ourselves as inferior. So basically, they make us want to feel ashamed of ourselves. They want us to become like them. So I think that's the sad part that we currently still have to this day. And even though we already have recognition for some Filipina actresses who are kayumanggi, like Nadine Lustre, especially in the industry, there is still a lot of discrimination against Filipinas who have tan skin because we want to achieve standards that are set by the colonizers.
Okay. Ikaw, Sophie.
Sabi mo na parang we always follow yung standards ng ibang bansa. But then again, paano tayo makakapag-keep up sa kanila kung hindi natin susundin yung standards na sinusunod ng the rest? Ganun.
The question is, why do we always have to keep up?
Right.
Why don't we start working on our own pace as an independent country? Kasi, why do we need their opinions about us? Why do we need their validations about us? Independent country tayo eh. Malaya na nga tayo sa mga kamay nila. Malaya na tayo sa pananahop nila. But why does it feel like nakakulong pa rin tayo sa mga kamay nila, di ba? We don't need them. We don't need any validation from them. Kasi Philippines is an independent country. And we should act like an independent country. Mahalin natin yung sarili natin. Let us recognize what we have in our own. Let us help them to prosper and then, baka one day, hindi na natin kailanganin ng validation nila.
But then again, kung hindi natin susundin yung standards nila, ano yung nakikita mong way para makasabay tayo sa kanila or mahabol natin kung nasaan naman sila ngayon? With still parang dala-dala mo yung pagiging Pilipino mo pa rin, yung authenticity mo.
I think this goes back to what I say na suportahan natin kung ano yung atin. Kasi minsan, kaya tayo nale-left out is because we lack support from each other. Parang meron tayong, yung mga Filipinos, meron tayong crab mentality na tayo na nga lang mag-aangat sa isa't isa, tayo po yung naghihilahan pababa. So I think let's give other people opportunity to grow. Let's give other opportunity to be seen. The platform, let's give them the likes, the views. Let's hear them. Let us give them a chance to show what they have. As someone, as a Filipino, as someone who is very proud to represent the Philippines.
Alright, thank you, trendsetter Josel. Eto naman, Gina. Tanungin natin ang ating live audience, ang Pinoy Pride ba ang pamantayan dapat sarili nating standard at sariling facing? Like or dislike? Likes.
Super agree naman sila, Gab. So sa tingin mo, toxic ba ang Pinoy Pride?
Uy.
I think sa ating generation ngayon, yes, it has become toxic to the point na nagiging validation na lang siya. Let's say for examples, Miss Dolly De Leon and Miss Universe 2022 Arboni. So, ang nangyari kasi 'di ba, during the Miss Universe, we have our very own representative, our very own Pinoy Pride, Miss Philippines Celeste Cortesi. And when she wasn't able to proceed to the next round, parang nagkaroon ng sympathy. Merong sympathy yung mga Filipino, but it died down. Parang hindi naging consistent. And when nalaman natin na parang, si Miss USA, she's a half Filipino, parang okay lang yan. Parang nagkaroon tayo ng pampalubag loob na hindi nanalo si Miss Philippines, and that's okay kasi half Filipino naman si Miss Universe 2022, which is Miss USA. And the thing is, also si Miss Dolly De Leon, she is one of the most amazing actresses here in the Philippines, yet she is not recognized. Gaya nung sinabi kanina ni Jacob, lumalabas lang siya sa indie films, but she doesn't have the spotlight here. Wala siya sa mga teleseries and anything. And when she was given the chance to be part of an international movie and be nominated in international awards, dun nag-boom yung suporta sa kanya. There she was recognized. It feels like parang kailangan sa kanila pa mauna manggaling yung recognition ng mga Pilipino bago sa atin mismo. Parang ang nangyayari kasi, we're more on the homecoming. Kapag nananalo sila or kapag tingin natin, they're bringing pride to the Filipinos. Congratulations, you won, you bring pride to the Filipinos. But when it comes to before that, wala tayong binibigay na send-off. Wala tayong binibigay na parang, good luck, kaya mo yan. You will be representing the Philippines, manalo o matalo. We will be supporting you until the end. Walang ganon.
Alright, guys, toxic daw for Josel. Ang konsepto ng Pinoy Pride, reactors, react na. Sige, Aldrin, Waisan.
Kasi, for me kasi, it's how you define pride. And like what Gwen said earlier, na dapat we must redefine what is the meaning of pride and validation. And for us to be Filipino, you also need to build up what is pride of Filipino, what is our lineage of being a Filipino. And for that, hindi natin kailangan ng validation. As a Filipino, you need to be validated by other countries to be a real country. For being a country or for being an independent country, you need to be validated and you need to be recognized by other countries to be a country. Para maging Pilipinas, kailangan tignan tayo ng Amerika bilang Pilipinas. Kasi kung hindi nila tayo titignan bilang isang bansa, magiging parte na lang tayo ng ibang bansa. So, we must redefine how we identify the pride and how we recognize the validation that we need. It's not always toxic. It's how you see and how you feel and how you recognize those two words na dapat is always neither. We must be in the middle of that na dapat we balance of what is pride and what is validation. Katulad nga na sinabi niya kanina na bakit kung sinasabi niyo na pride natin si ganito, si ganyan, bakit pag sila Ann Curtis at saka sila Liza Soberano, they are for being a star. Pero bakit pag sila Melay, sila Pokong, ba't pang memes lang sila? Diba? If you were really proud of Filipino, bakit tinatawanan lang natin si Melay? Bakit hindi natin siya kayang gawing siya yung magiging model naman of a movie? Bakit pang comedy lang ba yung Pilipino? Kung talagang mahal natin yung mga Filipino beauty. And for a fact, Melay is the kind of real Filipina beauty.
Alright. So Aldrin, ito, sabi nga nung kaninang trendsetter natin, ito ay subjective. Nakadepende sa definition kung ito ay magiging toxic.
Yes.
Alright. Okay, ikaw, Steph, would you like to add something?
No, I just like it to add something from both of your perspective and also Giselle's perspective. Na it really depends on how a person see it, right? And dapat, again, Pinoy pride, before we go to another country na i-share yung ano natin, dapat nag-start tayo sa umpisa eh. Saan ba ako nag-uumpisa? Here, in the Philippines. Sisimula sa atin, us being Filipino. So dapat we ourselves have to, again, lessen being toxic. Again, like you mentioned, being crab mentality, wherein ang standard pa rin natin ng beauty, yeah, like you mentioned, I agree with you, na dapat yung standard natin ng beauty is the natural Filipina. Like, what is a natural Filipina ba the beauty is like Melay, right? But right now, sa atin, ourselves as well, iba yung standard natin ng beautiful eh, right? So that's why it's very important na nagsisimula ang lahat sa isang tao, sa atin, within us. If you're proud of being Pinoy pride and you have a better, like again, being balance of Pinoy pride and also Pinoy validation, right? So start with yourself. If you are proud of being Filipino, not because of other people are, again, famous or nanalo si Pacquiao or anything, should start with you. So I think that's the thing. Thank
So
you.
last reactors natin, ito, dalawang sad, Gwyneth and Bien. Bakit two sad faces yan? Sige, Gwyneth.
So as a Filipino, I find it sad kasi kahit na ikaw na Filipino, you find the concept of the Pinoy pride toxic. Kasi dito na nagkakaroon po ng misconception eh. Kaya nga dapat natin rethink the real definition of the Pinoy pride and the Pinoy validation. Kasi kung yung Pinoy pride nagiging toxic na siya, hindi ba parang nagiging Pinoy validation na rin siya?
My reaction is sad because Filipino pride can be toxic in a way that we can be exploited. Like, for example, earlier we talked about Filipino clickbait, where YouTubers or other international personalities would mention anything Filipino and we would just watch it or give attention to it simply because it has the Filipino word in it. So an example of this, which was quite tragic, was Nas Daily, the Nas Daily incident, where he tried to do the ancient art of tattooing by Wangod by exploiting their tribe. So even though the tribe didn't understand what they were agreeing with, he exploited the beautiful art of tattooing in our country. So like that's one way that it can be toxic, where we allow other nationalities, other people to take advantage of our culture and our heritage simply because we see them as superior to us.
In addition po dun sa sinabi din po namin, kasi yung kaya lang nagiging toxic naman na yung Pinoy pride dahil na rin sa toxic mentality po ng mga Pilipino na they make fun of everything, which is a very wrong kasi yung concept natin ng Pinoy pride, dapat proud tayo eh. Dapat atin to kasi Pilipino tayo. Hindi na siya nagiging ganun kasi ginagawang katatawanan na ng mga Pilipino yung lahat-lahat na dapat proud tayo doon. Period.
I want to answer both of them. Yung as for Gwyneth, this is why I said na Pinoy pride is becoming toxic is because mas naglilin tayo sa Pinoy validation. Kumbaga, we misplace Pinoy pride as Pinoy validation. Parang ang nangyayari kasi kapag meron tayong mga artists na lumalaban internationally or they're representing Philippines internationally, ang nangyayari kasi is parang kapag nananalo sila, wow, Pinoy pride! Nire-represent nila ang Pilipinas. Nagiging Pinoy validation siya kasi kapag kumukuha na lang tayo ng pampalubag loob eh. I want to agree with her na parang nagiging toxic yung Pinoy pride. I want to correct it. Nagiging toxic yung Pinoy pride when it's becoming Pinoy validation. Kasi nagugulhan tayo, nami-misplace natin yung Pinoy pride into Pinoy validation.
Alright, thank you, Joselle. So, tinama ni Joselle yun na nagiging toxic ang Pinoy pride pag ito ay nagiging validation na. So, live audience, like or dislike. Puro like. So, likes. Umuulan ng likes dito. Gina, syempre guys, maraming salamat. Narinig natin ang boses ng ating mga trendsetters at ng ating mga reactors. Syempre, ang ating mga team bahay, mga schoolmates natin, mga netizens, pwede rin kayo makisali sa ating usapan. Please share your opinions, your comments sa ating live feed at i-follow nyo na po kami sa aming mga social media sites. na nakikita nyo po sa inyong mga screens ngayon. And turn on that notification bell para lagi kayong updated sa ating mga kwentuhan. And please, share this episode para mas marami pang makarinig ng boses ng mga tiga-NTC.
At ngayon nga, kasama natin ang tatlong trendsetters natin mula dito sa National Teachers College upang magbigay ng kanilang mga closing statement at sagutin ang katanungang, us Filipinos, do we really need to rethink again on how we show our Pinoy pride?
I think it's more appropriate to ask the question. Let us first again look at what our values are before we look at the term Filipino pride and Filipino validation. And as well as, may we always remind ourselves, most especially the youth, that as we support those who will represent as pride, the Filipinos, we just not look at the homecoming. Let us always look at the send-off as well.
Nice.
Hindi lang tayo dapat kasama kapag may homecoming na. Kailangan sa send-off, andun na buong-buo ang ating support.
Very well said, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Ano naman, Giselle?
I really think na if we're leaning off, kung iniisip natin, yung mentality natin ngayon regarding the Pinoy pride is leaning more towards the Pinoy validation, then yes, do we really need to rethink our definition or the essence of Pinoy pride. Kasi Pinoy pride is something na pinapakita natin yung pagyakap na kung ano talaga yung atin. And it is what identifies us and it's what makes us proud as Filipinos.
Alright, last but not the least, Jacob.
Again, I definitely agree to all what they said, no? Na we should embed the sense of Pinoy pride. Kailangan nating aralin kung ano ba yung ideya ng Pinoy pride para hindi siya mag-lead sa toxic mentality, no, ng mga Pilipino. Kasi with this, we should be proud of what we have and we as people, no? Kasi with this, we can really foster a culture of support at pagyakap sa identidad na mayroon tayo sa iba't ibang kultura, sa iba't ibang aspeto ng Pilipinas. At it can lead to a collective progress at prosperity para sa isang bansang mayroon tayo. Yun yung Pilipinas.
Pat, Giselle, Jacob, at dahil na-survive nyo ang ating hot seat for today at nakipag-diskusyon sa ating mga reactors patungkol sa ating issue ngayong araw, kayo ay officially trending dito sa
National Teachers College! At syempre guys, Gina, pasalamatan din natin ang ating mga reactors dahil sila ay for the react. Maraming salamat, Bien, Guay, Sophie, Jello, Aldrin, and Steph. So, Gina, ang ganda ng kwentuhan natin. Na-define natin yung thin line between Pinoy pride and Pinoy validation. What are your thoughts?
Tsaka siguro, isa sa mga na-realize ko ngayong araw, hindi ka makakapili dun sa dalawa na yun eh. Kung whether you go for Pinoy pride or Pinoy validation. Yung dalawang yun, intertwined silang dalawa. Na parang it goes hand in hand. It's just up to us, Pinoys, kung paano natin siya i-express in a way na wala tayong matatapakang ibang kultura. At lalo na, yung kultura natin mismo. Na parang wag natin ito gawing katatawanan, right? So, wag natin i-misrepresent yung culture natin. Bagkus pagyamanin natin yung sariling atin and be proud of it.
Right. Para sa akin naman, guys, toxic ang Pinoy pride depende sa values, depende sa definition, kagaya ng sinabi ni Aldrin. Hindi natin kailangan mag-seek ng validation dahil ang daming dahilan para i-celebrate ang mga Pinoy pride na meron tayo. Hindi validation ang kailangan nating hanapin, schoolmates. Ang kailangan nating hanapin ay tamang suporta.
Yes.
Diba? So, sabi nga ni Pat, pati sa send-off, i-call out natin yung mga opisyal na dapat ay nagbibigay ng tamang gabay at suporta, hindi lang sa pagkakataon na sila'y nananalo na, nare-recognize na, pero napaka-importante ng proseso. So that I think schoolmates ang dapat nating bigyan ng focus, not the validation, pero the support that we need to give na nararapat para sa ating mga Pinoy pride.
Tama ka dyan, Gab. Huwag nating isipin na tayo Pinoy lang o Pinoy lamang. Dapat ang isipin natin kahit saan tayo magpunta, tayo ay Pinoy. And with that, sa about issues, about usapin, may boses, tayong mga kabataan.
Sumali, makinig at makiisa dahil opinion nyo'y mahalaga. Kaya naman sabay-sabay nating isigaw sa buong mundo. Schoolmate! May pakialam ka!
Isigaw ang